Thank you very much, Honorable Wangari, our MC. The Speaker of the National Assembly and Chairperson of the Parliamentary Service Commission, the Right Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula, aka Papa Waroma. Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Leader of the Majority Party, Deputy Leader of the Majority Party, the Whips of the Majority Party and Minority Parties, members of the Chairperson's panel, Commissioners of the Parliamentary Service Commission, Deputy Whips of the Majority and Minority Parties, the Chairpersons and Vice Chairpersons of committees, all honorable members and distinguished guests. I warmly greet you this morning. I first want to thank the Honorable Speaker and the clerk and the team for coming up with this new initiative that every year, at the beginning of the year, we get together so that we can, prepare the agenda for the year and chart our way forward as an assembly. Secondly, I want to say that it is a welcome relief, Mr. Speaker, because the sun is really hot out there. So when you bring us here, at least you cool the tempers just before we can start off the work of the year. So thank you very much for that. I want to also thank members because noting that we only have about 19 months to ile wakati umesema, I can see we almost have full house. That means we are not worried. And that is also a good initiative. Now, Mr. Speaker, allow me to make the following remarks on behalf of the Leader of the Minority Party, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, EGH MP for Suna East. We gather here today to take stock of our parliamentary performance in 2025, a year marked by intense legislative activity, oversight engagements, profound national, socio-political developments, and moments of deep national loss. This retreat provides us with a rare opportunity not merely to review our record, but to reflect honestly on whether our actions as legislators have made a meaningful difference in the lives of those that we represent. Our objective is clear: to draw lessons from both our achievements and our shortcomings, so that we may serve the people of Kenya more effectively, more responsibly, and with renewed purpose. It is a privilege to join you at this retreat, convened at a truly decisive moment in the life of the 13th Parliament. As we transition into the 5th session, we do so conscious that this is not another parliamentary year, but a critical session that will shape our legacy and define our readiness for the next term of Parliament. Honorable members, our theme, Securing a Lasting Parliamentary Legacy, invites us to go above and beyond retrospection. It calls for honesty, collective planning, and deliberate action. It challenges us to develop practical strategies that will guide our work in the 5th session while laying a firm foundation for institutional transition. Over the coming days, we must interrogate our performance with candor. We must identify gaps, members. We must confront uncomfortable truths and agree on realistic strategies to finish this term strong and deliver meaningful outcomes for our constituents. Honorable members, as we look ahead, it is imperative that we prioritize our legislative agenda for the 5th session. This retreat should culminate in a clear set of priorities to guide the leadership of the House and members alike. The House has carried an immense workload in the 4th session, processing several bills, motions, petitions, statements, and committee reports, some with very tight deadlines, demonstrating both institutional capacity and commitment. We have strengthened financing of our counties through the passage of the Division of Revenue Bill, enacted key legislation, including the Finance Bill, the Conflict of Interest Bill, the Social Protection Bill of 2025. These interventions have sought to spur economic growth, promote integrity in public service, and enhance social safety nets. However, we must confront the harder questions. What has been our real impact on the lives of ordinary Kenyans? Have our interventions sufficiently addressed the rising cost of living and economic pressures facing households across the country? Equally, we must ask whether the laws we pass are being faithfully implemented and whether our oversight work is translating into tangible improvements in service delivery. Case in point being the decision we made on the EGP. Going forward, priority must be given to the legislation that supports economic recovery, strengthens anti-corruption frameworks, and creates an enabling environment for job creation. We must also remain firmly committed to reforms in social protection and healthcare that safeguard the most vulnerable amongst us. Our success as a House cannot be measured only by the volume of the legislation produced, but the quality, relevance, impact of our work. The fifth session must therefore focus on high-impact legislation and rigorous oversight that improves the realities of our constituents. Honorable members, with the 2027 general elections drawing near, the window of preparation is rapidly closing, and Kenyans are increasingly attentive to the integrity and credibility of our democratic processes. This House bears a solemn constitutional responsibility to ensure that the electoral framework is credible, well-resourced, and fully prepared for a peaceful transition. In this regard, 4 priorities demand our attention: timely and adequate financing of the IEBC, review of the legal framework, regulation and financing of political parties, enactment of targeted legal reforms arising from the 2022 electoral experience, and sustained investment in voter education and registration. We hope to gain more ideas in tackling these issues from the related sessions on the retreat program. Our oversight committees must also remain continuously engaged with the IEBC, the National Treasury, and all relevant stakeholders. Through structured oversight and timely interventions, we can ensure that the critical milestones are met and that electoral preparedness is not left to the last minute. Honorable members, Kenya has made commendable progress in data protection and cyber security, but I'll skip that because I think our clerk has spoken very well about that. Honorable members, I'm glad that we shall be discussing critical matters of education during this retreat. Indeed, the ongoing transition to competence-based education curriculum remains one of the most consequential reforms in our education sector. While its objectives are laudable, success depends on careful management of the transition, adequate resourcing, and sustained oversight to ensure no learner is left behind. And I know members, you all have had challenges with our enrollment into grade 10 and our new system of senior schools. Similarly, healthcare reforms remain at the center of our national conversation. The transition to the Social Health Authority is a major structural shift that Kenyans expect to deliver affordable, accessible, and dignified care. And this also must be done properly and so that it can be successful. Parliament must therefore rigorously assess whether these reforms and advance in universal health coverage or inadvertently create new barriers. Where gaps emerge, we must be prepared legislatively to protect the public interest. As I finalize, honorable members, Kenya is also undertaking reforms in the management of state-owned enterprises. While privatization and public-private partnerships can unlock value, these processes must remain transparent, accountable, and firmly anchored in public interest. Parliament must safeguard national assets from unaccountable disposal, ensure that divestiture processes deliver genuine value to our citizens. Honorable members, from this retreat, we must emerge with a clear implementation matrix, defined timelines, measurable outcomes, enhanced public participation, electoral preparedness, early legislative planning, and strengthened committee coordination will also be essential in delivering meaningful results in the fifth session. Finally, and really finally, it is important to mention that our deliberations take place in the shadow of significant national events in 2025. We mourned the passing on of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, a towering figure in Kenya's democratic journey. Parliament special sittings and other notable activities in his honor reflected bipartisan respect and reminded us of the enduring importance of principled leadership in shaping our democracy. Honorable members, the responsibility before us is heavy, but with the opportunity is also profound. Let us rise to the occasion and secure a legacy worth of the trust that Kenyans have placed in this house. I wish you all highly productive and insightful engagements throughout this retreat. Thank you. From the Right Honorable Junet Mohammed, EGH MP, Leader of the Minority Party. Thank you, members.
Another round of applause for Honorable Member for Kathiani. Mr. Speaker, before I call the next speaker, allow me, Clerk, to note that the reason you hear the members' remarks also had something about cybersecurity is how important it is. And I think Honorable KJ can confirm that this coming election, not just about the institution, even members, the issue of misinformation and disinformation will actually be a serious part of this next campaign. And regardless of the laws that we have, the damage precedes any action or consequence. So thank you for including it in the program. The next speaker will be the Leader of Majority, the Honorable Member for Kikuyu, the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, EGH. Can we have a round of applause for Honorable Kimani as he comes to the stage to also make his remarks?
Thank you, Mother. The Right Honorable Speaker, the Leader of Minority, represented by the Deputy, Honorable Robert Mbui, our Deputy Speaker, Clerk of the National Assembly,